Hello, friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Buck Roll. All right, day 4 of this week is complete, and I am now off for the next 4 days. Man, this was a tiring week, but I am, got a lot of good stuff done, and I am glad I'm on the weekend now. Today was a little bit more of a normal day. I actually started out with the machine that I was on. I was back on the same line I was on yesterday, and the machine cooperated a little bit better today. It was actually down when I first arrived this morning because there was a problem with the product that was being put into it. But we got that straightened out in about an hour and a half, and the machine kind of ran like a trooper for the most part for the rest of the day. Now, one of the advantages that came today is that the line I was on was actually manned by 3 people. It was a person that I worked with a little bit yesterday and have worked with a few times in the past, myself, and then there was a temporary guy who could kind of keep the machine running so that I could get a little training today. And so that was really beneficial. I actually got to go through the entire paperwork process that has to happen at the start of the shift, and at least got to do that once. Now I got to do it a bunch of times because there's just mountains and mountains of paperwork that have to be processed for everything that we do. And so it's just going to take a while. When all of the information for the order comes on in a stack of papers that's probably that thick. It's probably 50 or 75 pages of information you need to know for every single order. And there's, things that have to be signed off, and values, and, QA checks that have to be done. And everything has to be to spec and all that. And, it's a matter of knowing where to put, where to go for this part of the form and for this particular test, and how to do this and how to do the other thing and all that. And so, I'm going to have to do it a bunch of times in order to get to the point where I'm competent at it. But the first step is doing it once and seeing the process all the way through. And that happened today. So that was really good. There's also been another kind of a positive development. I haven't really had an opportunity to sit down with my boss and, assess how things are going, from their perspective. I think things are going well because, I'm working my tail off and, doing good work, and they can kind of count on me and leave me alone on a line for a while and know that as long as something weird doesn't happen, I can keep production going and keep up with everything. And so that comes in handy. And, I'm getting to the point where I can deal with some of the problems that come up. And so I got to believe that things are going well, even though I haven't had really the top opportunity to sit down and talk to the boss about it. But something happened interesting today that kind of at least lets me believe that things are moving in the right direction. In addition to all the paperwork we have to fill out, there is also some stuff that's done electronically. And to date, I haven't had access to any of those reports. But as of yesterday, I forgot to mention it in yesterday's vlog, but as of yesterday, they started the process to get me approval to get access to that information. Obviously, they probably wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't working out and if they didn't think that I'm getting to the point where, I need to have that information. So I don't know. I'm looking at that as a positive development. And, if the boss isn't talking to me, that's one thing. But if they aren't saying anything bad, then, or criticizing or say, hey, you got to do this differently or do that differently, then, it's kind of that no news is good news kind of thing. And I got to believe that things are at least working well. So I'm good. I'm glad for that. And just going to keep working on that. Now, I just got off the phone also with my mother. My mom just got her birthday present. It arrived in the mail yesterday. Actually, last night. It arrived late afternoon, and she actually got it about 8 o'clock last night, 8 or 8:30 last night. And she just called me on the phone, and she absolutely loved it. She loved every bit of it. She was really happy with the pictures because, she's only got one picture of my father right now. There's actually 2 of them, but one of them is a big family photo that they shot on their 50th anniversary. That is my mom, my dad, myself, my sister, her husband and her kids. And it's a nice family photo, a big, framed photo that hangs on the wall. But, she hasn't had anyone to come in and hang any of that. So right now, all of that stuff is just kind of sitting in a corner of her apartment. And she doesn't really get to see that. So the only photo she has is one of my dad. And that's on the refrigerator, and it's a tiny little photo. So she was really grateful to have these, and she was telling me where she put them all over the house. So that's good. I know she loved them. She loved the candles, and so I think that was a hit as a gift. I shared the video link with her, so she's going to watch the YouTube video and see how it is I made all that, and we'll go from there. So anyway, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.